Hi everyone, Nina here. Today, I will cover all the information that's been revealed in the new patch notes. The Battlegrounds armor system is going to be deactivated while the meta settles, but the developers are planning on bringing back the armor system once the power level of buddies and heroes becomes clearer. Another change is that the hero selection screen has been temporarily increased by 10 seconds, so that you can have more time to decide which hero you'd like to play. This makes sense since there's gonna be 75 new buddies, each for every new hero, so you might need that extra time just to decide which one is the best for that game. One of the more interesting changes is that the cost to upgrade from Tavern 4 to Tavern 5 has been increased from 9 gold to 11 gold. So it looks like we'll be tripling into 5 drops instead of early 6 drops this meta. As we predicted, on the 25th of January, the Battlegrounds MMR rating will also reset and go back to 0. But your internal MMR will stay similar to what they were before. There's a whole system behind the internal MMR that we will not go over today, but I think Ben made a video explaining the internal MMR and how it works, so I'll leave a link in the description below. Some extra information about the buddy system has also been revealed in the patch notes. So previously we thought that the only way to fill up the buddy meter is to enter combat, deal damage to enemies, pop shields, or win or tie a combat phase. But it looks like you can also get a small bonus each turn for how many minions you have at the start of combat. So probably the more minions you have on board, the more the bar will fill up. And as we already mentioned, the buddies are earned at 3 different rates, with lower tavern tier being earned more quickly than those at higher tavern tiers. And also, it's very interesting that there is no limit to how much a buddy meter can be filled in a given round, so that nobody runs away with the game. Does this mean that you can get the 3 copies of your buddy in one turn? There's also been some hero updates in addition to the new buddies. For Alexstrasza, the odds for tier 6 dragons are no longer reduced, so it'll be easier for you to find Amalgadons and Caligos. So this is a big buff for Alexstrasza because the odds of finding tier 6 dragons used to be pretty low. For Ysera, Bob's Tavern no longer counts as being refreshed at the start of a turn if no new minions are added. This is quite a big nerf to Ysera because you're not guaranteed to see a dragon anymore at the beginning of every turn. Also, before, for Ysera, you didn't mind freezing a shop if you had a useful dragon because next turn you'd be getting an extra dragon in the shop anyway, but now that doesn't seem to be the case, so it's quite a big nerf to her. George the Fallen, one of my favorite heroes, has received a buff as well. George's hero power now reads, give a minion Divine Shield. This means that you'll be able to target your hero power at shop minions as well as your minions on board. I was a bit confused as to why this would be useful, but my friendly pointed it out that if all your minions already have Divine Shield and you're freezing a shop with 2 gold left, you can use those 2 gold to hero power the minion in the shop that you're freezing for, so you don't waste gold and you can just buy it next turn, ready to be played. Kael'thas, Sylas, and Shivala will be temporarily removed because of a bug that was found late in testing, and it looks like they'll be returning in a future update. There's been a change to only one existing minion, and that's Battlemaster. The text now reads, Battlecry, gain +1 health for each health your hero is missing. There's more of a text clarification change because it will not change how it works at the moment. Illidan's Stormrage buddy, Eclipsion Illidari, is a 6-3 tier 2 neutral minion. Wingman also gives immune while attacking for 1 attack only. The golden version of Eclipsion Illidari is a 12-6. Wingman also gives immune while attacking for 2 attacks only. Eclipsion Illidari has quite good base stats, and getting a 1 free attack every turn seems pretty good, but I don't know how it will compare to other stronger buddies. Galakron's buddy, Apostle of Galakron, is a 5-7 tier 3 neutral minion. Its Battlecry replaces minions in Bob's Tavern with ones of a higher tavern tier. The golden version of Apostle of Galakron is a 10-14. Its Battlecry replaces minions in Bob's Tavern with ones of a higher tavern tier twice. So Apostle of Galakron is basically an evolving tavern, and it has pretty good synergy with Galakron's hero power. And the base stats of Apostle of Galakron are also pretty good for a tier 3 buddy. Trade Prince Gallywig's buddy, Bilgewater Mogul, is a 6-3 tier 3 neutral minion. Its Battlecry gives a minion +1/+1 for each gold spent this turn. The golden version of Bilgewater Mogul is a 12-6, and the Battlecry gives a minion +2/+2 for each gold spent this turn. And again, Bilgewater Mogul has really good synergy with Gallywig's hero power. You can buff any minion on your board with it, which is really nice. The base stats are also okay, but it doesn't seem like you'll be keeping this minion long on your board. It's basically a Battlecry to buff up your existing board. Ragnaros's buddy Lucifron is a 5/3 Tier 4 neutral minion. Your end of turn effects trigger twice. The golden version of Lucifron is a 10/6. Your end of turn effects trigger 3 times. I can't see this minion working out that well because again, for it to work, you have to keep it on your board. It's a neutral minion, you'll only be able to buff it with your hero power or if you taunt it up, but it might be worth it to keep it on your board just for those double and triple buffs, at least until last few turns of the game. The Rat King buddy, Pigeon Lord, is a 3/4 Tier 2 neutral minion. Your refreshes cost 0 while Bob's Tavern doesn't have the minion type of your hero power. The golden version of Pigeon Lord is a 6/8. Your refreshes cost 0 while Bob's Tavern doesn't have the minion type of your hero power. I think Pigeon Lord would be really useful if you could get it really early on, preferably on Tier 1, but it's a Tier 2 buddy, so you'll be getting it around turn 5. However, by that time, other heroes with better Tier 2 buddies will be getting their buddies, and I think Pigeon Lord is going to struggle to keep up with them. George the Fallen's buddy, Carl the Lost, is a 7/4 Tier 3 neutral minion. After you use a hero power, give your Divine Shield minions +2 attack. The golden version of Carl the Lost is a 14/8. After you use a hero power, give you Divine Shield minions +4 attack. Carl the Lost looks quite fun to play, but I might be biased because George is one of my favorite heroes to play. It's also a neutral minion, so the only way to buff it would be by taunting it and using Arm or Strong Shell. And I guess you can also buff it with your hero power after you give it Divine Shield. Maleficent Mana Storm's buddy, Elementium Squirrel Bomb, is a 4/4 Tier 3 mech. Its Death Rattle deals 4 damage to an enemy minion and repeats for each of your mechs that die this combat. The golden version of Elementium Squirrel Bomb is an 8/8. The Death Rattle deals 8 damage to an enemy minion, repeats for each of your mechs that die this combat. The golden version of Elementium Squirrel Bomb is an 8/8, and its Death Rattle deals 8 damage to an enemy minion, and repeats for each of your mechs that die this combat. Elementium Squirrel Bomb kind of forces you to play mech build. It's basically a glorified Kaboom bot. The later in the combat it dies, the more damage you'll get out of its Death Rattle. The Great Scamzarak's buddy, Street Magician, is a 5/3 Tier 3 neutral minion. Its Death Rattle puts a random secret into the battlefield. The golden version of Street Magician is a 10/6. The Death Rattle puts 2 random minions into the battlefield. I wonder what the pool of secrets Street Magician is going to choose the secrets from, because if it's the secret you already have, Street Magician seems to be an average buddy at Tier 3, but I've always found Scamzarak a really boring hero to play, so the element of unpredictability might make it more fun. Lich King's buddy, Arthas, is arguably the cutest buddy. Oh my god, he's so cute! Look at it! Lich King's buddy, Arthas, is a 4/3 Tier 2 beast. Arthas has Reborn, and while Arthas is on board, your other Reborn minions summon extra copy after dying. The golden version of Arthas is an 8/6. Your other Reborn minions summon 2 extra copies after dying. So as long as Arthas is on board, you'll be getting extra value out of your Reborn minions, which works really well with Lich King's hero power. Arthas is also a beast, so you'll be able to buff him up, and it will work really well in a beast build, or even if you need the extra poison, you can always reborn your poison. And with Arthas on board, you'll be getting an extra copy of it. Arthas is basically a cute version of Khadgar that only works on Reborn. Shadowwalk's buddy, Mugslinger, is a 5/3 Tier 2 neutral minion. Looks like a deranged Murloc. After you play a minion, add a random Battlecry minion to Bob's Tavern. The golden version of Mugslinger is a 10/6. After you play a minion, add 2 random Battlecry minions to Bob's Tavern. Mugslinger doesn't seem to work very well with the way we play Shadowwalk at the moment, which is stay on Tier 1 until you find a bunch of tokens, and then you basically do G curve, you power level, and discover your 5 or 6 drops. I don't know if Mugslinger will change the way we play Shadowwalk. It might just be a completely useless minion that we'll use to discover the triple only, because we don't want Mugslinger taking up extra slot on the board while we're trying to triple our minions. Lich Beast buddy, Unearthed Underling, is a 4/4 Tier 3 neutral minion. Whenever your hero would take damage, this minion gains +2/+2 instead. The golden version of Unearthed Underling is an 8/8. Whenever your hero would take damage, this minion gains +4/+4 instead. I really like the design of Unearthed Underling because it's basically the return of Floating Watcher, except it also absorbs any damage you would have taken as your hero. And I think the Weaver build is going to be really strong on him, and as long as Unearthed Underling is on your board, you can hero power without the fear of going too low or of killing yourself, and you also get stats on top of it. Syndragosa's buddy, Thord Champion, is a 5/7 Tier 3 neutral minion. At the end of your turn, add a random frozen minion from Bob's Tavern to your hand. The golden version of Thord Champion is a 10/14. At the end of your turn, add 2 random frozen minions from Bob's Tavern to your hand. Though Champion seems pretty good in combination of Sindragosa's targeting ability, we know that Sindragosa can now use her hero power to target one single minion in the shop to freeze for next turn. So if Dot Champion is on board, you'll basically be getting that frozen minion for free. It makes me wonder if you'll be getting the frozen minion before it gets buffed or after. But either way, it's a free copy of a minion you would have had to spend 3 gold to buy next turn. Yogg-Saron's buddy, Acolyte of Yogg-Saron, is a 5/4 Tier 3 Murloc. Its battle cry spins the wheel of Yogg-Saron. The golden version of Acolyte of Yogg-Saron is a 10/8, and the battle cry spins the wheel of Yogg-Saron twice. I don't know how consistent Acolyte of Yogg-Saron is going to be, but it's definitely going to be fun and chaotic. No single game is going to be the same. Interestingly, Acolyte of Yogg-Saron is a Murloc, so it can be buffed and it can be given poison, so it might stay on your board longer than some of the other buddies. So Sleeza just posted on Twitter what options you can get from Yogg-Saron's wheel, and there are hero power triggers and extra time rest of the game, 3 random Darkmoon prizes, minions get +3/+3 and shuffle stats, steal Bob's Tavern and refresh. There's also 5% chance of getting a Rod of Roasting, which casts Pyro buff +4/+4 to all units until one hits your bartender or hero. I'm still a bit confused as how it works, so it'd be interesting to see in action. Lord Jirax's buddy, Kilrek, is a 3/6 Tier 3 demon. Kilrek has Taunt, and his Death Rattle adds a random demon to your hand. The golden version of Kilrek is a 6/12, and the Death Rattle adds 2 random demons to your hand. Kilrek seems to be the demon version of Doomsayer, except you want it to die to get those free demons. Kilrek seems to be pretty strong because it basically gives you a free card every turn as long as it dies, and it should because it has Taunt. Combine Kilrek with Doomsayer and you have a triple printing machine. Pyraman's buddy, Titanic Guardian, is a 6/2 Tier 3 neutral minion. Whenever a different friendly minion gains health, this gains it too. The golden version of Titanic Guardian is a 12/4. Whenever a different friendly minion gains health, this gains twice that amount. So Titanic Guardian was designed to work with Pyraman's hero power, but whenever any other friendly minion gains health, the Guardian will also get buffed. I still don't think it's going to be that good because, again, it's a neutral minion and only the health will be growing, your attack will stay the same. Arana Starseeker's buddy, Skib Demon Hunter, is a 5/4 Tier 3 neutral minion. After you play a minion, your next refresh costs 0. The golden version of Skib is a 10/8. After you play a minion, your next 2 refreshes cost 0. So Skibs work similar to Elemental Recycling Wraith, except that it works for any card, not just elementals. I can see Skibs working quite well in token and pirate lobbies because you can just shuffle those gamblers and tokens and get your free refreshes. I think you will make Arana quite APM heavy, especially later in the game. Kael'thas Sunstrider's buddy, Crimson Hand Centurion, is a 7/5 Tier 4 neutral minion. After Verdant Sphere's triggers, give your hand and board +1/+1. The golden version of Crimson Hand Centurion is a 14/10. After Verdant Sphere's triggers, give your hand and board +2/+2. So it seems like Crimson Hand Centurion works quite similar to Kurtra's hero power, except with Kael'thas, your hero power doesn't reset every turn. So while Crimson Hand Centurion is on your board, every third minion you buy is going to not only get +2/+2, but also give your hand and your board +1/+1 with normal version and +2/+2 with the golden version. However, it's a Tier 4 buddy and it will take quite a while to get compared to the Tier 2 and Tier 3 buddies, so I'm not sure how useful it's going to be. It might just get out-tempoed. Captain Eudora's buddy, Dogwick Sticky Toe. Oh god, it's got a candle on his head. Captain Eudora's buddy, Dagwick Sticky Toe, is a 5/5 Tier 3 pirate. At the end of your turn, give a random friendly golden minion +5/+5. The golden version of Dogwick Sticky Toe is a 10/10. At the end of your turn, give a random friendly golden minion +10/+10. I can see Dogwick Sticky Toe working really well with Gold Grubber build, and because Sticky Toe is a pirate, you can actually golden him with Tony Two Tusk, and if you have 3 golden Sticky Toes, you can get +30/+30 on your board every turn. Move over Gold Grubber. Jandis Barov's buddy, Jandis Apprentice, is a 4/4 Tier 3 neutral minion. After you swap minions, give them stats equal to your Tavern tier. The golden version of Jandis Apprentice is an 8/8. After you swap minions, give them stats equal to your Tavern tier twice. I don't think Jandis' buddy is going to affect the way we play her that much. Early game, you're swapping those tokens back into the shop so you can triple them, and later game, there are better ways to scale your minions. But the extra stats surely won't hurt. Lord Barov's buddy, Barov's Apprentice, is a 4/3 Tier 2. Wow. Barrow's Apprentice is a 4-3 tier 2 neutral minion. After you play a gold coin, gain 1 gold this turn only. The golden version of Barrow of Apprentice is an 8-6. After you play a coin, gain 2 gold this turn only. Barrow of Apprentice is a very interesting buddy and you have to manage your gold very efficiently. Previously with Barrow, we used to spend all our gold and then usually you'd spend a gold coin at the end to hero power. But with Barrow's Apprentice, it won't work anymore because if you do that, you just have 1 extra gold wasted to tip Bob or to roll, and that's very inefficient. I think you'll have to plan out in your head how you're going to use your gold before spending any of it. Rakanisha's buddy, Lantern Tender, is a 3-5 tier 3 neutral minion. At the end of your turn, give a random friendly minion stats equal to your tavern tier. The golden version of Tavern Tender is a 6-10. At the end of your turn, give a random friendly minion stats equal to your tavern tier twice. I'm not the biggest fan of Lantern Tender because although it gives you free stats, you cannot target them, so it might end up hitting something like Selfless, and it's also a neutral minion, so it'll be hard to buff on its own. Shinvala's buddy, Snow Elemental, is a 4-3 tier 2 elemental. Bob always offers an extra frozen elemental whenever the tavern is refreshed. The gold version of Snow Elemental is an 8-6. Bob always offers 2 extra frozen elementals whenever the tavern is refreshed. So it looks like Snow Elemental works similar to Ysera's hero power pre-nerf, and it's going to really help out if you're playing Nomi, Domo, or Lil Rag builds. And I also really like that the extra elemental offered is frozen, so if you want to buy it next turn, you don't have to freeze the whole shop. And on top of that, Snow Elemental is a tier 2 buddy and also has the Elemental tribe on it. It will be easy to buff and early to get, and it will probably make Shinvala more playable and less reliant on high rolling. Sila's buddy, Birth, is a 3-6 tier 3 neutral minion. After you buy a minion with a Dark Moon ticket, gain 1 gold this turn only. The golden version of Birth is a 6-12. After you buy a minion with a Dark Moon ticket, gain 2 gold this turn only. So with Birth on board, buying minions like Tokens, Morozons, Tempest, and Gamblers seems like a no-brainer because it will either be free or actually give you money, and it will also advance your hero power. I only just remembered that Kael'thas, Sylas, and Shyvalla will be temporarily removed when the patch comes out on the 25th of January, so we will not be able to play with those 3 heroes straight away and have to wait until they're back in the game. Greybow's buddy, Wandering Treant, is a 4-7 tier 3 neutral minion. Whenever you summon a taunt minion, give it +2/+2. The golden version of Wandering Treant is an 8-14. Whenever you summon a taunt minion, give it +4/+4. Wandering Treant works really well with Greybow's hero power since any minion you summon during combat will have taunt and will therefore be buffed with Wandering Treant. Wandering Treant will provide amazing tempo and also help out in a lot of typical Greybow builds such as Token Beasts, Taunt Comp, and Avenge Comps. Overlord Saurfang's buddy, Dranosh Saurfang, is a 9-5 tier 4 neutral minion. For the Horde, also grants health. The golden version of Dranosh Saurfang is 18-10. For the Horde, also grants health twice. I think Saurfang is an underrated hero anyway. I always perform well with him when mechs are in the game, and I think the buddy will make him even better, although it is a tier 4 buddy, so you'll be getting him quite late in the game. I don't know how much help it will be then. He might get outtempered by stronger lower tier buddies. Master Nguyen's buddy, Lei Flamepaw, is a 3-6 tier 2 neutral minion. Power of Storm offers 3 options instead of 2. The golden version of the buddy is a 6-12 and makes the Power of the Storm offer 4 options instead of 2. So you're going to need more time to decide which hero power you're going to pick, but Master Nguyen is still going to be super fun to play. Mutinous buddy, Nightmare Ectoplasm, is a 5-4 tier 3 neutral minion. When you devour this, split its stats onto 2 extra minions. The golden version of Nightmare Ectoplasm is a 10-8. When you devour this, split its stats onto 4 extra minions. So with Nightmare Ectoplasm, you might want to play a very small board until you actually have good minions to split the stats onto. Also, if you devour the first copy of a buddy, you will not be able to triple it. So when you devour the plain version of Nightmare Ectoplasm, you will split its stats onto 1 minion plus 2 extra minions, and when you devour the gold version of Ectoplasm, you will split its stats onto 1 plus 4 extra minions, so 5 minions in total. Cariel Rome's buddy, Captain Fairmount, is a 7-5 tier 3 neutral minion. At the end of your turn, give 3 random friendly minions +1/+1. The golden version of Captain Fairmount is a 14-10. At the end of your turn, give 3 random friendly minions +2/+2. Captain Fairmount has quite good base stats for tier 3 minion, however, it basically works the same way as Cariel Rome's hero power, which is not very good, which makes this buddy not very good. Unfortunately, Captain Fairmount will not make Cariol playable. Kurtrus Ashfallen's buddy, Living Nightmare, is a 5/3 tier 2 neutral minion. After you buy a minion, minions in Bob's Tavern have +1/+1 this turn. The golden version of Living Nightmare is a 10/6. After you buy a minion, minions in Bob's Tavern have +2/+2 this turn. I mean, it's okay, I guess. Living Nightmare only works when it's already on your board, and it works best on turns when you're trying to activate your hero power, and you just have to make sure that you buy the minion you want most last, so you get the maximum amount of buffs possible. Sneed's buddy, Piloted Whirlotron, is a 5/4 tier 3 mech. Its Battlecry copies a friendly minion's death rattles. The golden version of Piloted Whirlotron is a 10/8. The Battlecry copies a friendly minion's death rattles twice. I don't think we need to dwell that much on Piloted Whirlotron, since I don't think it's going to make Sneed more playable. Scab's Cutterbutter's buddy, Warden Thelwater, is a 4/6 tier 4 neutral minion. At the start of your turn, add your next opponent's buddy to your hand. The golden version of Warden Thelwater is an 8/12. At the start of your turn, add 2 of your next opponent's buddy to your hand. As if Scabs wasn't toxic enough, now you can steal opponents' buddies. There's going to be so many different fun combinations for Scabs. So here's everything that was revealed to us in the patch notes today. I hope you enjoyed this quick summary, and let me know in the comments below what buddies are you most excited about. I'm really interested to see what everyone's opinions are on the new patch. If you want to see more Battlegrounds news, guides, reaction videos, and some gameplay highlights, remember to subscribe to my channel so you can find me again. And I'll see you next time. Bye!